Quick disclaimer before this video starts: this is a genuine story that actually happened, and I want you guys to take it as seriously as I portrayed it. Thank you. So today's video is actually going to be something that is more close to home. It's more of a storytelling, more of a kind of, you know, let's go into the history of me. If you can't tell by the title, it says July 2018, something like the worst month of my life. So let's spin back all the way to July 2018. From about the month of March all the way leading up to the end of sort of July, I will be totally honest and totally open with you guys, because like I said, this is the home of the realist. I've got to be. I was abusing alcohol to shit. Okay, I would literally spend 3 to 4 days a week not drinking at work, but drinking nights before work, drinking in the evenings after work, and then when it would get to the weekends, you could almost guarantee that I was going out and getting wasted. Now, a lot of people will say, oh, that's not bad, you know, you're just enjoying yourself, or you're just enjoying your 20s. It is bad, because this came with so many different ramifications and so many problematic things that were brought upon me in my life and what I brought upon other people, and it really had a horrible impact. And I always look upon, you know, the end of July being one of the worst endings to a month of my life, because at the end of the day there's just so much more that goes into it. So let's get into the story and see where we go with this. What's going on, guys? My name is Luke, also known as Ups, and welcome to another video on my channel. So back in July 2018, me and my friend called Dan, someone who I considered my brother, I literally loved him like a brother. There was no way that anyone was ever going to separate us, and we'd been that close for nearly, I guess, 7-8 years. And it's mad to think that, but that was our situation. And people who have that kind of friend will understand where I'm coming from when I talk in this video about, you know, different situations. So at that time, he had recently broken up with his girlfriend. I mean, they've been apart for a while, and, you know, there was all this other business going on within the relationship, which obviously has no retention towards me, because at the end of the day it wasn't my business. But the type of thing that we would do when we went to see each other was, or when I went to his house, is we'd buy a bottle of Captain Morgan spiced rum. It would be about 1 litre big, and we'd just sit there and drink. We would drink the evening away and just talk about absolutely everything. Now, I'm quite known for being a passive aggressive drunk, okay, and I'll put that out there because it is a horrible thing and it's a horrible nature to have. I don't know why I'm like that. You know, maybe we can look more into it at another point, or I'll try and make a video explaining why I feel like I might be like that. But I say things with no filter. I don't think about what I say, and I don't, you know, I don't hold back, because at the end of the day, it's like I speak my truth. That's something I've always preached. It's always been a gift and a curse, because when I'm drunk, I literally tell the truth and I cannot hold myself back. Now, at this time, just to give a little bit more perspective, me and Kat were going through some shit, and we'd been going through some shit for about 2 months. So round about the time, you guys, if you guessed it, you know, back when I was doing Borderlands 2 streams and my channel was popping, and then all of a sudden there was just a massive decline, it was because things just weren't going right. And like I said, I started abusing this alcohol, and I started just going, you know, off my rocker and not caring. I'd drink here, I'd drink there, and even to this day I still have those same urges. There are days where I could have done something else, I didn't have to drink, but I just decide to. It's so weird and it's so unnecessary, but for some reason I would just do it, and it's not a problem to me. So obviously I'd started doing that, and I was going out on the weekends and, you know, sometimes getting up to a bit of mischief that kind of could have ended everything for me. And then back to the point, obviously I would go to my mate Dan's house, and we would literally sit there and just chat away. You know, he used to tell me his problems. There's a side story to all of this, which I am going to put into another video, because I think you guys will be interested in that. It's something to do with how we got to where we are now and why I may be annoyed. But essentially, you know, we're talking about all this stuff, and Kat's messaging me, and obviously with having relationship issues, there are things that I'm saying to him that are to do with her. So when she's messaging me, I'm just getting more riled up. I'm just getting like, this is pissing me off now. Like, why is this a situation? Why do we have to sit here and, you know, have these toxic, horrible thoughts, and I don't know. Do you know what I mean? That's the thing. That's what kills me, I guess, about July 2018 is, why was I being like that? No, there's no kind of answer to it. It's so tragic. And you know, it was going back and forth with me and Dan, and he was getting pissed off as well, because I'm pretty sure he was like, why are you texting her this? Why are you saying that to her? Why are you doing this? And I didn't like that, so we started to kind of get into a lover's tiff, basically, you know, a little bro tiff. And it came to a point where we decided to go and meet Kat. I said I wanted to go on my own, and he just was not having any of it. He was like, I'm gonna be there, there's stuff that needs to be said, I'm not letting you go and upset her, blah blah blah. So I'm like, whatever then, you know, because I'm just drunk, I'm upset, I don't give a shit at that point. You know, the whole no filter thing just came into play, and it was just like, okay, we're going. So we go to we literally go outside, go to meet her, and the mood is just horrible. And that was it. We jumped in the car, and he just snapped. My mate Dan just snapped on me, and this is why I'm saying you guys got to understand how much of a friendship and a bromance, or whatever you want to call it, this was, because like I'm even like shaking. You can probably even hear it in my voice, like how much it annoys me that we are not that friends. We're not those friends anymore, and so much has changed. You know, he just snapped. We go literally about 2 minutes down the road, and everything goes to fucking shit. You know, I just start actually telling Kat the things that I was feeling, and you know, what I thought was to be true. And you know, inevitably Dan got involved. He decided he was going to jump in, and he was going to say stuff. You know, he was criticizing me, he was criticizing her, wouldn't take any of the blame for himself, because there was, you know, again, this is another story, but there was a lot of things that were said that weren't necessarily true, and they weren't necessarily a negative or a positive or whatever. But you know, it inevitably ended up really bad. Me and Kat ended up breaking up. Okay, we were just broken up, and you know, it just wasn't nice. It was a horrible situation, a really bad situation to be in. Obviously, as you know, me and Kat are great now. It's fine. Like all of this is kind of moved into the past. You know, this was like my rock bottom, and you know, I like to think that Kat understands that was a point in time where it really was my rock bottom. I just didn't have it in me to be any better than where I was back then. You know, I really had to open up after that, and I had to do a lot to get her back in my life, which you can probably imagine. But then obviously going forward, like I said, it just now sucks, because I don't get to have my best friend anymore. I don't get to have someone that I called a brother anymore. And it's not because me and Kat are back together. That had nothing to do. That has no value, by the way, just to put that in there. It has no value or any interference with why me and him aren't hanging out. We're still friends. You know, we've kind of squashed it a little bit, but not to the extent that is where we need it to be. And it just sucks, you know, our lives completely separated. And I've been really kind of going back and forth since I left my job on the 28th. Like, why haven't I actively gone out to meet him? Why haven't I decided to go and do these things? Why have I not decided, you know what, this is my best friend, why don't I make an effort for him? And I think it's deep down because I'm just angry about that situation and things that were said on that day. So it was really horrible, you know, it was really horrible. But July 2018 was the worst month of my life, guaranteed, hands down. You know, it still gives me shakes, like I said, up until this day. It's just it was just such a horrible time in my life. But I just thought I'd tell you guys a story today about kind of, you know, what happened, where I was, you know, July last year, and, you know, what really goes on behind closed doors. I feel like you guys deserve at least that much. But guys, if you have enjoyed the video, or you have anything to say about that situation, or if you just want to call me an asshole, that's totally fine. But I respect your honesty no matter what. But like I said, if you like the video, leave a like. If you feel like commenting and subscribing, please do both of them and turn that bell notification on. But without further ado, guys, thank you so much, so much for taking the time to actually listen to this story. This has been me, Luke, aka Upson, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.
Doing it different.